Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Mai, and today's video is going to be this small, kind of mid-century family home that I have built in the world of Oasis Springs. And I've kind of been on like a mid-century kick, I would say. Not on the channel, but just like on Pinterest, I've just been kind of obsessed with some mid-century homes, so there may be some more coming your way. But yeah, I've just been really into these, and this was a lot of fun to build. I really love kind of how I played with the color schemes and how I played with different styles, and I'm really excited to hear what you guys think. And I know that there's a couple of new kits out that I am going to be building with soon. I haven't gotten to actually like building with them yet, so I'm going to be exploring that on my days off in the next few days. And yeah, I'm really excited to kind of enter this next weird kind of spooky season, let's say, both in The Sims with the new Life and Death expansion pack that's going to be coming out, and also in real life. Halloween is coming, and fall is really taken hold of my city now. It has been raining all day, so if you do hear any weird sounds in the background, it's probably going to be my dogs, because I just took them out into the rain and now they're all soaking wet and they were trying to clean themselves, dry themselves off, so that always kind of makes them a little bit overexcited for some reason. I mean, I get overexcited with the rain too. I love the rain, but probably not in the same way that they do. And yeah, I'm excited. Have you guys thought of what you're going to be for Halloween yet? I've kind of been on that kind of, in that mentality, let's say, trying to figure out what I want to be for Halloween. I found an old fur coat that I kind of want to incorporate, so I'm open to ideas, and I am really excited to hear what you guys have in mind for Halloween. There's still like over a month left, but it's okay. It is never too early to think of a Halloween costume. And I am kind of talking just right over our exterior right now, or I guess interior too. You can see with the mid-century theme, there is a lot of wood paneling around, a lot of browns, and of course a lot of carpeting as well. I really wanted to incorporate that retro carpeting. And there you can see weird lime green color going on for kind of the accent around the door and around the windows, and I don't really know where that stemmed from. I just thought, you know what, let's do something a little bit, not ugly, but just a little bit quirky, I think. I mean, I know for sure that this is not the regular color scheme that maybe I would go for, at least not with like a green that's so bright. But something that I also really wanted to incorporate with like the whole mid-century thing is this kind of island vibe. I used a lot of items from Island Living, and I don't know, that was kind of shocking to me that I felt so inclined to use that. But as I was building, I was kind of imagining that, I don't know, like the parents went on their honeymoon, like they went to some kind of tropical place for their honeymoon, and then they came back and they designed the house like one of the hotel rooms there, kind of thing. I want to know if that vibe came through, but that was definitely the vibe that I had in mind while I was recording this. There you can see the couch, I think, is from Island Living, and the love seat that I use, I don't actually use a love seat. I'm going to be using 2 armchairs, and they're the new ones from Lovestruck, not these ones, but they're the new ones from Lovestruck, and they're interesting. They definitely have the island vibe, and I was going to use that shell kind of shaped one as well, but it wasn't really matching, and I ended up going with a chair that I probably haven't used too often. It's this one that I think is from Get Together, and it kind of had a nice little color that worked really well, and the style kind of looked nice too. So I don't know, it was kind of random. I feel like I used items that I haven't really been inclined to use before, so it's kind of cool that they all just work together and created this pretty amazing house. I really love the sunken living room and the big windows. I'm really obsessed with this one. And what I find kind of crazy is that the general living area doesn't even end up being my favorite space in the house, even though it is so amazing. My favorite space actually ends up being the teens bedroom, because so this house does have 2 bedrooms, and one of them is of course the primary bedroom for the parents or grandparents or whoever you want to be living here. And the second bedroom I decorated for kind of 2 teenagers, so it has a lot of posters and a lot of bright colors, and I really like it, so I'm excited for you guys to see that one as well. And yeah, just placing a lot of kind of weird little decorative items, a couple of little knickknacks. I also wanted to place a lot of plants. I felt like that also kind of fed the tropical vibe that I was going for. And I really love this stereo, I guess, sort of jukebox, weird record player. There we go. The record player. I really love this one. It does take up a lot of space, so it was kind of hard to know if it was actually even going to work, but I think it works fine. I didn't actually playtest this house, so this is going to be mostly for vibes and aesthetics, but hopefully it does work and it does all actually, function. But yeah, just put some shelves over top of that to fill in that space, and I cluttered it up quite a bit. I did add a few of those kind of like bowling themed decor items that came with the bowling stuff pack, I think it was. And yeah, I didn't do like that really big bowling memorabilia stuff, but that pack just had a lot of mid-century things, and I was just probably thinking that one of the parents really likes bowling, and yeah, I put a couple of bowling trophies around as well, so that, I don't know, it's something that they're proud of. And I really love these paintings from Strangerville. I actually placed a couple more of them around the house, I think in post-production probably, but yeah, then this area was so perfect for the dining room. I knew I wanted a round table, and I decided to go with these yellow chairs from Growing Together and just kind of filled around using some plants. And I also end up placing that really interesting kind of corner shelf from Get Famous, I think it is, that kind of has like a vase over top and just fits in the corner really perfectly. That one looked really, really cute. And probably my favorite part of this space is probably those windows that go into the entryway. I think they look so cool and they're so fitting for this style. And I think they're from Jungle Adventure, but they just look amazing. And I guess it also does kind of fit in with that whole island energy. And over here behind the dining table, I was kind of confused as to like what to place there because I didn't want it to be super overpowering. And I ended up settling on these designs from Base Game. I don't really know what to call them because they're not really paintings, but I guess they're drawings. So these frame drawings from Base Game, and I thought they looked really cool. I felt like maybe they helped tone down the space and gave it a little bit of, seriousness to it, made it a little bit more sophisticated. And this kind of like open area, I didn't really know what to do with it. I do end up switching that for a rug to one from the industrial kit, I believe, and I felt like that looked a lot better. And I just kind of struggled to fill in that space because it was very open and I didn't want it to like block anything off, so I don't know, it was kind of hard to give it a good function without making it also feel too stuffed or too empty. And we are working on the kitchen. I really like the kitchen. I used just Base Game counters and then Jungle Adventure appliances, and I was able to also fit in a nice washer dryer. So there's a lot you can do in this room. And yeah, they're probably not like huge chefs because, I mean, this is definitely not like a chef's kitchen, but there's a coffee machine and there's everything you need to help your Sims survive. And it also looks kind of chic. I really like it. And I like that instead of using the edge piece from this Base Game counter set, which I don't like it's kind of triangular, it kind of cuts off, I instead used a corner piece, like an outer corner piece, and so it does have like a little door, a little cabinet door on the side, which I really liked. I felt like it added a little bit of extra, not whimsy, but I don't know, just looks a little bit different. And yeah, I placed some aprons on the wall, and on top of the washer dryer, I placed a little bit of clutter, just make it look a little bit more lived in, a little bit more real, a little bit natural. You know the vibe I'm going for. But yeah, it's a bit of a small kitchen, so I didn't clutter it up a crazy amount. I still wanted it to be functional, so I just kind of placed a rug. I think I do end up changing the rug though. So don't worry, I don't keep that one, which I don't like. And we are working on the kids' room now, or the teens' room, and I mean, it could work as a kids' room, but I was imagining it more for a teenager. And we start off with this very basic energy, very basic vibe that I really didn't like. And the one thing I do keep from this one thing that we have going on right now is the curtain that I placed over the door. I love it. It's from Lovestruck and it looks really cool. But yeah, we're going with just like a very, very boring energy. I really had no idea what the personality of these kids was going to be, so that was kind of hard because, I don't know, it's hard to theme a kid's room around like a generic idea or a generic color scheme. But once we got this mirror going and I started to look at the posters, I think this is when it really started to come together, because that's when I really started to think, oh, you know what, they're probably very artsy, so let's try to give them more of an artsy vibe. So I placed this, really cool painting from City Living, and I layered some posters around it. So yeah, really coming together, getting that really bright color that I wanted, or that bright color scheme that I wanted. And once I changed the beds, that also just really helped solidify it. I picked these ones that, were they from Parenthood or were they from like a base game update? I'm not super sure, but they're kind of interesting. They're a little bit weird, but I especially hate the color of the bed frame, but I do like the color of the sheets, and I love that I found that rug that matched. I think it's from City Living, and it had a really fun, just bright pink color. And yeah, then I just started decorating the walls a little bit more, and it really started to come together. I think that this is probably one of my favorite teen rooms that I have ever made. I think that the colors are fantastic, and there's just a lot of energy in it, which is really all you really want for a teen's room. So I'm thinking that they're probably very artistic and also probably like music a lot, especially with these vinyls. And I did kind of add a couple of those get together like music club paraphernalia items, and a couple of ribbons because they're talented. And of course, more posters, because you really can't have a teen room without a wall covered in posters. And we are working on the primary bedroom now, and I do end up changing the bed, weirdly enough, in post-production, because I feel like, originally the bed was kind of the main idea that I had for the room, like the only thing that I knew for sure I wanted in here, and then I ended up changing it, so that's a little bit weird. But yeah, it just wasn't really working, and because there wasn't a lot of room in this bedroom, I also really, I had to size down these nightstands, and I didn't check if this was functional, so I'm really sorry if it's not, but I sized them down because they wouldn't fit if they were full size, and I don't know, it looks a little bit silly. I know in real life it would work, it would be fine, but in The Sims it does look a little funny, and I do fit in a wardrobe and a desk in here, so I am really proud of that, because if not, there's not really a lot of like hobby skill building items. I do end up placing a guitar later in post-production, as well as an easel just on this little porch that the parents have, so there's a little bit. But I don't know, it's kind of, if any of them are working from home, it's probably nicer for them to have their own space, and there's not a lot of that space. Originally, I had thought of building a basement for this house because, I thought about putting the laundry room down there and kind of making a hangout spot, but it wasn't in the cards for this one. Definitely in the future, I am going to make a mid-century house with a basement and have it really, because basements to me seem so like classic mid-century house. So I am going to do that, but not right now because I am a little bit short on time when it comes to building because of my new job. So the bigger builds are probably going to have to wait, or I'm probably going to be kind of like hacking away at them slowly while I'm also making smaller builds. It's really hard. I'm not getting a lot of sleep. But it was kind of difficult to find art for this room. But I did find that one from Dream Home Decorator, and because of the colors, that's actually why I changed the bed, because as you can probably tell, it is kind of clashing right now. So it is unfortunate because I do really love like the sheets on that and the shape of the bed frame, but they just don't have enough swatches to really, make it more functional, which is kind of disappointing. And above the bed, I knew that I didn't want to leave this spot empty, so I ended up placing those base game ones. Later in post-production, I actually switch it to being, I switched the portraits to be side by side instead of one on top of the other, and I think that looks a little bit better and maybe a little bit more natural. But yeah, I placed another bowling trophy in here and some plants because I really, the primary bedroom should be kind of an extension of the theme of the rest of the house, so I felt like that was a good way of doing it. And we're working on the patio now, the back porch. We aren't going to watch the furnishing of the bathroom. I did that in post-production, but it's pretty simple and you'll see it with the screenshots. And of course, if you download this on the gallery, which you can find it under the same name that I use on YouTube, maiplaysthesims, either as the hashtag or as the EA account. Sometimes I find that the gallery is like really glitchy when you're trying to find an account or profile, but if you look up the hashtag, it's maybe a little bit easier. And we are now starting on the landscaping. I did keep it pretty simple. I wasn't really in the mood to landscape too much, but I felt it was fine. It's probably a little bit more manageable this way. And I just added some bushes, some plants, a couple of hydrangeas I do end up adding because, not a couple, I end up adding them kind of wherever I can fit them. I really love hydrangeas. I grew up with a house that had a lot of them, so I always feel very inclined to place them, especially with family homes, because they just kind of remind me of my childhood. But yeah, I think the bushes that I placed at the front I sized down, but the ones I placed at the back are actually just full size, just to kind of fill in that space a little bit better. And I felt like maybe at the back you'll leave them a little bit overgrown, but at the front you'll want to kind of trim them a little bit better, you know, show off to the neighbors, I guess. And I don't know if that front like flower bush blocks the mailbox. I'm hoping it doesn't, but in case it does, you would probably move that. I kind of find it really frustrating that the landscaping like blocks so much of like your Sims walkways and stuff, because I don't know, it's just a little bit, it's just a couple of plants. You could walk through it in real life. I don't know why in The Sims it's so finicky. Kind of a plot hole if you ask me. But here we have our kind of entryway porch, and I decided to place that green bench that might be from Growing Together. And then I also just place a couple of plants. I do end up furnishing or decorating that one wall in post-production instead of right now because, as you can see, I am struggling a little bit and I just wanted to move on. But we have reached the screenshots. There you can see a couple of the decorations that I added, and there you can see on that back porch, or I was going to say, I guess the front porch, the primary bedroom porch, that I had added an easel, but we'll get a closer look later. And here we have, okay, close-up of the entryway, I guess, with the little, a little welcome mat I also added in there. And I really love the entryway of this house. Just, I want to point that out, that I really, really love it. And here you can see that I placed a guitar in the living room and a couple of puzzles. I really wish that you could actually, I don't know, interact with the puzzle decoration, but whatever, I'll let it slide. And yeah, just really love the living room. I love how mismatched it is. And here you can see the rug that I ended up changing the other one into. Originally I had the city living rug, but I changed it into the industrial kit rug. I think it looks a little bit better. I also love the color. I think it's very bright, and the texture just fit a little bit nicer, I think, as well. Felt a little bit more shaggy. I don't know. Maybe I think it feels a little bit more synthetic, which is kind of what you want in a place like this. And here we have our kitchen. I really love the new rug that I chose for this room as well, as opposed to the other kind of laundry game pack? Was it a game pack or stuff pack? As opposed to the laundry stuff pack one. It is the same one that I've used here in the hallway, except it is in a different swatch. In here I just placed the laundry hamper and a mirror and a rug. Here we have our bathroom. I do really like this bathroom. I think that, yeah, it came out looking classy. And oops, I added more screenshots than I was supposed to. And here we have our teen's bedroom, and I just love this room. It's the best room in the house, I think, which is crazy because I love the living room so much. But I just love all the colors. I love how there's no real color scheme. It is mainly pink and yellow, but there's also just so much going on in there. And then you have the parents' room, which is so neutral and classy and basic. And I mean, it does have a little bit of color, but I mean, in general, I find that it's very tame compared to the teen's bedroom. And if I am being completely honest, in real life, I would probably prefer more of this style of bedroom. Not completely colorless, but maybe a little bit less loud. But here we have our parents' porch and our very last screenshot. I hope you guys enjoyed this build as much as I did. Bye buds, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Comment and share with your friends. Talk to y'all soon. Bye!